Cinna.
Pals! What's up, everybody?
What's up?
What's going on, everybody? I'm Jaby, Koay, joined by Charlie Kirk.
Hello.
Continuing forward with The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode Cuatro.
Cinco.
I can't count in Spanish. Cinco. If you guys want to watch along with us without any cuts or interruptions, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cinejump or Cinejump.com. Both URLs will get you there all the same, but you will need your own access to the show through Max.com. So you can open up each episode side by side with our reaction. We give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown sync, and it's like you're watching with two of your favorite pals from the internet. Okie dokie, here we go. Cinco ses.
Oh, is this flashback or current?
Don't know yet.
Goodness. She's a small lady, but she be mighty.
It seems to be a theme in the show.
Oh, no, this is definitely current.
Is she about to chastise them?
You're all about your whims? Come on, let's go.
I'm scared of her. I'm also scared of what's down there. Wow, she didn't say anything.
Nothing.
Hurts a bit.
Your soldiers are loyal to you. I think they're worried we're going to execute you.
Oh.
If it's war again, we're going to need all the soldiers we have, so he's wondering why you apparently killed some of your own men.
Oh, That's a great question.
Including Leon.
Leon.
Leon?
She's like, I'll take one of those.
Yeah.
My unit is responsible for...
Securing the hospital. I know your orders. I gave them Elise. What happened?
We cleared the ground floor up to the 6th. A few scattered infected here and there, nothing we couldn't handle. All that was left was the basement. We were expecting the worst, the kind of environment they like. Plus the old-timers said down there was where they brought the first cordyceps patients in '03. Here and here it caved in, and all the elevator cars are stuck in their shafts just below ground level.
Oh my god.
It's here, the stairwell.
All right.
Oh, wow.
So yesterday, that's where I sent a squad down to B1. So today, B2, hoping for more of the same, I sent another squad down, and I put Leon in charge, because he's my best.
All right.
Okay.
A few minutes in, he radios back. There's cordyceps on the walls, the floor. Chances are they'll find infected next, but that's what they were down there for, so I told them to proceed.
Okay.
Oh.
5 minutes later, he radios again. This time, he was struggling to breathe.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
no.
He could hardly talk.
What'd he say?
I thought maybe he had been bit. I said, Leon, were you bit? He said,
Worse?
it's in the air.
It's what? It's
In the air.
In the air? Oh, oh, okay, gotcha.
You've been
Like the
complaining that
spores.
this doesn't happen.
See, listen. So I scrambled my other team, and we locked the only door to B2, and we locked the only door to B1. And we did what Leon said.
What? Burned it.
We sealed them in.
Whoa. Well, they were goners.
Yeah.
They were just going to infect them.
No one else has gotten sick.
Damn.
The hospital's a resource we can't afford to lose.
Well,
I'll inform only the people who absolutely need to know and no one else. As far as I'm concerned, Sergeant Park, you resolved the situation permanently and heroically. We owe you a debt.
but shouldn't they... Oh. I guess I don't want to cause mass panic, but
I'm sorry about your son.
I had a feeling it was like someone she loved.
Oh, we're back here.
Oh.
You figured out yet?
Getting there.
You'll find a safe way to get us to the hospital, though, right?
No promises. Trying.
Yeah, we're trying. No pressure.
Can I help?
Nope. You can help by sitting in the corner.
Why? Because I'm stupid?
No?
That's not the word I would use.
Really, what word?
Incompetent, uneducated.
Non-school oriented. I'm triangulating. Do you know how that works?
Yes. Triangles.
It's pretty standard. I get a bearing of their troop movements and then triangulate back to their bases. I'm estimating angles.
She doesn't understand at all.
I'm gonna leave you alone now and go and explore the rest of this place because you're smart as and you're figuring it out.
That guitar held up well, huh?
Yeah.
I guess it's not exposed to the elements.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever were to lose you.
What's...
Yeah, I hear it too.
Yeah.
Oh, is she having a flashback?
Maybe.
It's in those idle moments.
Yeah.
That's when it takes over.
The grief comes washing over you. Oh.
Did you figure it out?
I think so, yeah.
Good.
All right.
We follow a safe path west until this spot.
They run a line of patrols north and south, like this. They're pretty evenly spread out, so they're watching that entire area.
Now on this map, do you see this long-ass building?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we cut through
Underground?
and slip by.
What's in the building?
No clue. But it's set off from the residential area, so maybe it's a warehouse or something.
It's a big fucking something for them just to ignore.
Exactly.
The hospital's maybe a quarter mile from there. Nora should be on the first floor, far end of the north wing.
Wait, how the f did you know that?
They never shut up. I hear everything.
Middle of a fucking war and they're just broadcasting their positions.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about that. You know, those people they're fighting, the scars? We already know they use bows and arrows, right? And they seem culty or at least really religious. You ever hear of Amish people?
No.
They were around back in '03, but they chose to live like it was the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
These motherfuckers talk on the radio like they know nobody's listening.
That's true.
If we were to leave now, it'd be dark by the time we got to the big fucking something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what to do?
But the infected are more active at night, right?
Let's go be reckless.
I think they're just active in general once they hear something.
True. True.
They don't care about vitamin D. They're just hungry. Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, because they've
Homans.
eaten most of everyone. Oh, God.
Here we go again.
Damn.
We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have come. I shouldn't have dragged you here. You're having a fucking baby. What am I doing?
You didn't know that, though.
I'll take you back. You don't need to do this with me.
She's gonna do it with
In it
you.
to win it.
You know, you never asked me about the first person I killed.
Okay. Who?
When I was little, we lived in a cabin in a forest north of Santa Fe.
Okay.
But mostly it was just us alone. And I would get so bored cooped up with my mom and sister. I would just beg them, just let me play outside.
Oh my God. Was it her sister?
But one day I just fucking did. And I had a gun, so who's gonna fuck with me? Now, you already know how this story ends because I don't live in a cabin north of Santa Fe anymore. And I don't have a mom or sister anymore.
Right.
Gosh.
How do you think this one goes?
I don't know. Raiders?
Just one. And then?
That sounds horrible.
They were dead. He was gone.
Almost.
He was still
He
there.
was still there.
Yeah.
I heard them screaming. And I ran back with my gun out, but I was too slow because I was fucking 8.
Wow.
And when I shot him, he looked more startled.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I thought... How did you get to Jackson?
Doesn't matter.
Wow. She's hard.
He didn't deserve that. And I think, what if I hadn't snuck out?
Right.
What if that motherfucker made me watch as he did it?
Damn.
Would it make a difference if my family had hurt his people first? No.
Damn.
And if I hadn't killed him, if he had gotten away, I promise you, I would have hunted him down forever.
Yeah. So they're on the same side here.
Yeah.
Damn. That's rough.
Yeah.
Oof.
I'll go back if you want, and I'll keep going if you want. There's no right answer.
Ride or die, bitches.
It won't be your fault. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, but she's got a little baby growing in her.
She's got toughness in her eyes.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's go.
Do you see anything? No, let's go.
Oh my God.
God, it's like Metal Gear Solid.
Cover me.
What are you doing?
Or you how?
Oh, okay. Oh. Are we being noisy?
No, it's super quiet. No one can hear that.
Shut the door, yeah. Because who knows, there might be some nasties inside there. I'm pretty sure there are some nasties inside there. Okay, now let's scavenge.
Nothing suspicious at all about the fact that this place is not guarded, okay? It's probably fine.
I mean, maybe they cleared it out.
No. I'm pretty sure it's going to be awful.
At least we're not blocked in. And there are 2 more positives.
The searchlights are up high to scan the outside, which means there'll be no line of sight to the inside. Good.
Okay.
That door's open.
Oh my god.
Nothing's come out to kill us. Yet.
Yet.
Look, I'm not saying there won't be infected somewhere in there. In fact, there's no way this entire place is empty. But simple logic, it's not going to be a horde, right?
You hope.
And the wolves are right next door with their vehicles and lights. Horde's not going to ignore that shit.
Right, that noise would draw them out.
A few strays, a couple clickers. We can handle that.
What about if it's like the stalker?
That's true, but I do enjoy her powers of deduction being employed.
If it gets bad, and we have to make a choice between shooting or running, we run.
That's a good idea.
So far, so good.
Shh, don't say that.
God dang it, your footsteps are loud
I
AF.
know. God.
Do you hear something?
No. Look all around, look on the floor, look above.
Something's weird.
Something is
No.
super sus. It's too quiet. It's too quiet.
That's the problem, is that you don't hear it.
Where is
So
it?
this way then.
They're talking too loud. We should learn sign language. Is that something in the back? Am I crazy? No. I don't know.
It's just the flare right now.
It's the flare, right? I feel like we should be walking back to back.
I thought the same thing. I don't know why they're not doing that.
Okay.
You get a 360 parameter view as
Yeah.
you move.
We made it out? I don't like this. I don't like something gonna come out the back. Jaby, Koay, I'm so nervous.
The windows in here.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
be careful.
I don't like it. Guys.
Something's there. Something. What is that?
Fresh meat.
I would almost be inclined to try to find like a brick or something and chuck it to the other side of the room just to see if anything reacts.
What'd she see?
Yeesh. There we go.
That's not normal. It's a stalker. Oh no, what the
There's a stalker, yeah.
Yeah.
What the is that? And why is it hiding? I think it's a smart one. Like the one that stalked me at the supermarket.
Okay, but you kill that one, so we can kill this one too, right?
Not before it got me.
But you...
What was I supposed to tell you? You would have... Listen, if it's like the other one, it's gonna be fast and it's gonna be sneaky.
Yeah.
Now that f***er's gonna try to flank us. So I say we flank it first.
How?
Split up.
Okay.
Let's just hope that there's only one. And why is it being noisy?
That's just. There's two of them?
Oh!
What do we do? I don't know. Let's go back the way we came.
If we run, they're gonna
Is there
chase us.
someone-
We have to go slow.
There's three
There's
of them.
another one there. There's another one there. There's like a whole freaking crew.
Oh, Lord.
My God. Oh, wait, we said no shooting guns, but fuck that. Let's go. Let's hope that there's no one in there with her. Okay.
That's a lot of gunfire.
Yeah. Ah!
That's gotta draw attention.
Oh, shit. They're going after her. Ah! Ah! Oh,
You're
shit.
out?
Shit,
oh
shit,
my
shit.
gosh.
Oh, my God.
What? Oh my Lord. Come on, come on.
Electricity?
Oh,
What?
I know who it is.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Is it who we think it is? Oh.
She's okay. I was watching. He didn't fight her. Jesse, I swear.
Oh, shit. Thanks, Jesse.
That was a cool surprise, the way they handled that.
Yeah. I was like, who could it be? Oh my god. Oh my
gracious.
god. Come on, Jesse. Oh my god.
Where are we going?
We can lose him in there.
Is he even hiding there? Oh shit.
Jeez.
Zigzag, 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 guys.
My god, you're gonna have another encounter of some kind in here for sure. Do they follow? They're gonna.
Yeah, they're coming in.
This is gonna be insane. The scars are gonna show up for sure here.
Not coming in the park.
No, that's bad. That's bad.
We can't go back that way.
Oh no, if they're not coming in the park, that's bad.
I think this is Scars territory, that's why. What to do?
I mean,
They're everywhere.
they've got guns, so clearly they're hostile. I don't think they're gonna be friendly towards them.
Scars are dangerous, man.
And this is their territory, so...
In the game, I was more scared of the Scars than I was of the wolves, honestly.
No, wait. I know things. I know what Isaac is planning. I can help you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yuck.
Ooh, yuck.
Harry is free.
Uh-oh. Oh no, it got her.
She did a great job of not crying out.
You won't get away, Wolf. She sees you. She watches over us all.
Oh my god. Well, they're good with the bow and arrow. Whoa, crossbow? Okay. Damn. What? What are we seeing?
I don't know what she saw. Maybe she scaled the tree somehow?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
May she guide us.
May she guide us. All right, spread out. Keep moving.
Or she's inside it.
Yeah, maybe she's hiding inside of it.
There's no way she would have climbed that quickly. Yep. Nice. Well, I guess your prophet didn't want her to be found then.
Rendezvous back at the theater.
Oh my god, I hope that Dina and Jesse are okay. What happened? What's she seeing?
The hospital. Oh, it's in sight.
Oh no, what to do?
Just proceed forward.
Oh man. Well, at least Dina's got Jesse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Not sure. Checking it out. Come on, Bonnie.
Oh. You wouldn't just like let her go off leash?
No, you gotta find the trace of the signal.
What's in there though?
That's probably an animal.
Infected?
No, like he's gonna assume it's an animal.
It was a critter or something. Up here.
Oh, thank God the dogs can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, she's here, so...
Here we go.
What are you... You're expecting an Ellie to pop out?
Mm-hmm. I think I know how this episode's gonna end.
You remember me?
She got in there quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember me.
What do you want?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
You shoot me, the sound will have every soldier come running.
You'll still be dead.
Damn.
Tell me where she is and maybe I let you go.
Maybe. You're not gonna.
We could have killed you.
Maybe you should have. Or maybe you should have stayed the f out of Jackson. Nora. Where's Abby?
Just gonna run. Just gonna run.
I'm sorry you saw it happen. No one should ever have to see something like that.
Stop it.
Sometimes, at night, I still hear his screams.
Damn.
The way he died. Yeah. Yeah, that little bitch got what he deserved.
Okay. Damn! Damn! Okay. Take her out.
Go, go,
Damn,
go.
damn, damn. Oh my god. But she's a fast runner. Oh my goodness. Oh no. The basement.
The basement.
No one knows. No one knows what's in the basement. Bye, Nora. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ugh.
Oh, no.
No, B2. Oh my god. Well, those soldiers know what's up, but she doesn't.
No, doesn't matter. She's probably in there trying to hold her breath.
Oh, that is nasty. What's behind you? Okay, it's just the darkness.
Where does she go?
Also, what happens to you if you breathe that in? You just die, or you turn into one?
Yeah, I don't know. You just can't. It's painful, as I recall. Oh, boy. Oh, shit. Be careful. That thing's gonna launch out. Be mindful.
Oh, God. Oh, the electrical room? Oh, turn it on. What are you gonna see? What are you gonna see?
It's gonna see Nora dying.
Yeah, for sure. But, like, what else? What else is in here? In this room of horrors? No, just her. She's gonna be like, how are you not affected?
You're her. The young girl, you're real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Abby?
Don't you know what he did?
I don't care.
You don't care.
Tell her.
He killed,
She's gonna shoot her right now.
including the only fucking person alive that can make a cure from you. That was Abby's father. And Joel. Joel shot him in the head. That's what he did.
I know.
She doesn't have to waste a bullet.
Yeah.
Sport's got her anyway.
Where's Abby?
Dang. I mean, I wouldn't tell her. What?
She sees something to hurt her with.
Some torture? Oh my. Oh.
That's heavy.
Oh, God.
Where is she?
At this point, you're just putting her out of her misery.
No.
That's not putting her out of her misery. That's
Okay.
worse.
Okay. I thought she was going to hit her head.
Where is she?
Damn.
She unleashed the darkness. Oh.
Hey, kiddo.
Hi.
Interesting way to conclude that episode. All right, well, as the less initiated, how did you feel about that episode?
When you said that this was a shorter episode, I didn't feel that as I was watching it because it felt like there was so much going on. I was surprised to see Jesse because I think it was because you kept saying that in the game it was Tommy or something. So I was expecting it to be Tommy, but I'm glad that Jesse is with them now and he seems really mad, as he should be. That was really scary with the stalkers because, like, you know them going in there that it's not going to be a good situation.
Right.
And then they do end up in there and it's like way worse than they could have anticipated. So thank God for Jesse showing up when he did because there's no way that they would have survived that,
Right.
you know? I feel like that last scene with Nora where Ellie was basically torturing her. There's this side of Ellie that the psychiatrist, the therapist, Gail, I think, was talking about, which is she has that inherent darkness in her. And I feel like that really came out in that moment with Nora. It's like she knows that Nora's gonna die. There's no saving her anyway. So I don't know. For me, I'm like, why bother hurting her? I guess for the information, but still, she's not gonna give it. She's literally hurting her because she's so hurt from what happened to Joel and how he died that she needs to take that out on someone else, and Abby isn't there.
Right.
And Nora's the next best thing.
Right.
You know? And so, yeah, you really get a sense of her darkness and her rage coming out.
There's a lot that they took straight from the game, which is cool to see brought to life. Some things I don't fully remember, but like there was definitely a lot there that was lifted straight from the game into the silver screen, as it were. You know, it was nicely adapted. Right down to the thing with the spores. It's like I was wondering how they were going to play the last scene with Nora. I'm like, how do you do this scene if the spores aren't a thing? Like, how do you finish that section of the game
Right.
in this adaptation without that? And so right at the beginning of the episode, I guess they introduced the information that, oh no, now the spores are a thing. They didn't really bother to explain, unless I just didn't hear it. They didn't really bother to explain why it's a thing now. It just is. So I guess that leaves it up to did they explain it?
No, they didn't, but I don't feel like it doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? It's like we've seen different things happen. We've seen how like the mushroomy things have like little antenna that can communicate with the hive mind, as it were, and tell the other infected where to go and stuff. And so they communicate that way. And I feel like the longer the people are living in this world, the more they're learning. So there's a lot of stuff that they don't know. And like the stalkers are a new development for them because they didn't know that there were stalkers and now there are. So we know that there are different classes of infected. And then now there's this new thing called spores, which can kill you.
Okay.
So that's not really like strange to me that this would be a new discovery.
No, it's only because I think it was in the first season, they encountered areas where there would have been spores.
Right.
And there wasn't an issue. And so it's either one of two things. Either there just weren't spores there, or it's in such small quantity that it's not harmful, you know?
Sure. Sure. Okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, and so in high volume, it's going to kill you. It's going to take you, almost like a microwave or whatever. You know, it's like that's the best analogy I can come up with. It's like whatever comes through that microwave door is so small, it's like it can't hurt you in theory. But like in extreme doses, like if you were in outer space,
right,
of getting hit with microwaves, it would really cause harm, right?
Got it.
So that's how I'm kind of looking at it. Either that or it was an evolutionary development where this is just a new thing. Or just sheer volume, because there was a lot more of that stuff all over the creep or whatever you want to call it, all over the walls. I was ready for the soldiers who were all kind of chained up by the spores to come out and start
Me
attacking
too.
her. Because I'm pretty sure that's a thing that happens in the game. And so the fact that it didn't and they were just sort of like stuck in pain looking at her.
I feel like they were food.
That's possible.
That the fungus was just like ingesting them into the wall until they become a part of it. But I thought that that first scene that we had with the leader, I forgot her name, but the scary little lady that we saw in the previous episode, and she was talking to Park. I thought that was such a cool scene because it gave the actors, especially the one who was playing, I'm just going to call her Miss Park because I don't know what her rank is, but like that she witnessed all of this go down, and then you gradually find out more and more information and why she's like so emotional because it was her son that ended up getting caught there. I thought that was just such a...
It adds more stakes to it.
Yeah, it adds more stakes to it, and it's actually like such a cool scene for... I mean, I'm imagining that she's just like a co-star or a guest star in the show where she gets to come and do one scene, but it's such a powerful and important scene because it provides us with a lot of information. But rather than it being this like throwaway thing where they're like, oh, we have spores now, they were like, let's make a really
they added emotional
scene to convey this information.
Right. Well, how did you feel about just before it entered the flashback, how did you feel about those last few seconds with Ellie, using that pipe?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like that was her inner darkness coming out. Like she has a lot of, just like rage and darkness in her. Like she didn't need to do that.
For her, she did. And so
right.
Dina is being given way more, I feel like, in this show than she was in the original. What
do you mean, given way more?
Given way more
importance?
Depth. Because, she had that whole sequence where Ellie was like, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I got you on this thing with me. We should go back. And she turns around and she's like, you never asked me about that like first kill. And it's a whole little monologue. I mean, Ellie's kind of chiming in, but it's more to just support it and make it feel like dialogue. But really, it's Dina's monologue.
Right.
And that whole thing, I don't recall being in the game. I don't think it is. And it just gives more weight to her decision to support Ellie. And it also informs you about Ellie as well, because it's letting you know, it's sort of reminding you, the audience, like why Ellie's on this path, which is just total darkness. It's like a really dark path because the right thing to do is to go back.
Right.
And raise this child.
Yeah.
But instead you're continuing forward on this path of destruction selfishly, because you want to get revenge.
Right.
And so like, they made it clear from Dina's perspective, like, this is what I would do, based on like what happened with my family. And so this is what we're doing with you and Joel, for Joel. I'm like, okay, that's actually helping to support Ellie's path. And like right at the end, you see her face, like she is really immersed in that darkness in her effort to exact her revenge.
Yeah, and I think that information that we learn about Dina also reminds us just of the world that they're living in, where an 8-year-old child, A, has a gun, right? And then B, has to use that to kill another human being. And that's almost worse because like it wasn't even infected that got her family. It was raiders.
Right. I mean, that's the age-old thing. Well, I don't know if it's older than this, but my first encounter with it was in 28 Days Later, where the humans were actually the bad guys.
Yeah. It's a common trope in the genre, right? Yeah, I mean,
it's when you're trying to survive.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Your neighbor can end up being the most dangerous person.
Yeah, but I think it's so disturbing because she was 8. At least in Ellie's case, she was a teenager. There's a stark...
Still a kid, but
she's still a kid, but like there's a stark difference between an 8-year-old child and like a 15-year-old child.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the skipping the horse thing. I don't know. We talked about it briefly. I'm still waiting for it.
You're stuck on this horse thing.
I'm still waiting for it just because it's horrible. It's a horrible moment.
I feel like viewers are more comfortable with watching zombie death, human death, but animal death, that's where we draw the line.
Yeah. Because I don't know where the horse is. Like, it hasn't come up.
It's chilling.
Well,
Shimmer's fine.
yeah. They just... Anyway. Jesse coming back into the scene was definitely part of the game. And I can't remember exactly how they did it in the game. I just remember him coming back. And I think it was somewhere else entirely, actually during daylight or something like that.
Okay.
Where he saves Ellie. Because it's like a daylight sequence of her running around through like these houses and stuff like that. And out of nowhere, he kind of grabs her from behind and holds her mouth shut or something like that.
Oh.
And basically bails her out of a really thick situation. There's like a whole car chase involved, which obviously this is skipping in favor of just like kind of truncating stuff, which is fine for the show. It works. Like they brought, because I was asking you, like, how is this going to work with Tommy? Because in the show, they basically said Tommy's just hanging out.
Right.
But as I recall in the game, like, he actually left a day before Ellie did.
Okay.
And so, like, I was like, how do you, like, make sense of the plot that this game is that they're supposed to adapt if Tommy's not in this adventure, ahead of Ellie? And so the idea Jesse and Tommy left together helps to patch that up.
Right.
So you can get both.
Yeah.
You can get Tommy's back here in this crazy war with the infected, and he's also on the adventure now by himself, presumably, with a sniper rifle or something.
Yeah, I mean, the way they ended this episode is pretty exciting as well, because now we've got Ellie alone in the hospital, surrounded by wolves. And not only that, but like in true Ellie fashion, she's just like, I'm here, like everything that Dina said was right. She's very impulsive. And so she'll shoot first, ask questions later. So
I have a hint in my mind as to how this proceeds.
Okay, you don't need to tell me.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, no, just because of the way the two last things we saw, I'm pretty sure it goes this way and this way. Like that whole, like when she wakes up and sees Joel, you didn't see that part in the game, right? I mean, that's not how it's shown in the game, but there's like a sequence in the game where you're with Joel, and it's like a flashback.
I don't think I've got that far.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I'm wondering why they showed that. Did she get knocked out? Is she having a nap?
Can I answer that or not?
I don't know.
I think it's fine to answer that. She's
Okay.
not knocked out. No, that's not a spoiler. She's not knocked out.
She's having a hallucination?
No, she's not.
Oh.
It's just a flashback.
Oh, it's just a flashback.
It's just
okay.
a flashback, yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's just a flash. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I was just trying to make sense of it.
But it's a very... I'm pretty sure the next episode will kick off with that flashback. That's all I was going to say.
I'm happy, though, because I'm always happy to get more Pedro Pascal and more Joel.
Yeah.
So,
I won't go into any details about the flashback. It's just like one of those things that's nice, and I think that you kind of need that because the show gets so dark.
Right. Yeah, I do like that decision to end it on that moment, because like I thought that they were going to end it right there with her killing Nora and then running away, and it's like, oh God, this is really just dark and
gruesome.
Gruesome, not nice at all. And then there's like this little glimmer of light with that flashback. And I suppose maybe, because she feels like she is avenging him in some way. And so she gets a reward of like a happy memory with him or something. Mm-hmm. Don't know.
It's very interesting to see how they're taking everything and truncating it and making it work for the show. I was a little perplexed as to why Jesse was like, let's just run. And they're just running through the light. I'm like, well, presumably you're more visible in the light. I guess you have no choice.
You have no choice. You just have to run. Like, what are you going to do? They already know that you're there.
Sure. I guess it's almost like Metal Gear Solid when you're just in alert mode. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, just get the hell out. It's faster to run in a straight line than it is
faster,
to,
but I still feel like it's more dangerous.
I agree.
Than running in the darkness. It's harder to see you in the darkness.
That's true.
True. But that's me, like I obviously if you're in a panic, you just got to go. And so they did a really interesting job here because like the entire season up to this point, they've been basically making Seraphites look like victims. Every now and then you see a gruesome thing that they have done, but like you more often we're seeing the response by the wolves. Mm-hmm. Like near the beginning of this episode, you saw the what do you call it?
The mural?
The mural on the wall, and underneath it is a bunch of Seraphites that are dead and piled. Right? These are examples of what you will be if you come in our neighborhood.
Right.
Right? And so they keep showing us how bad the wolves are. We never really got a chance to see how the Seraphites are. And I'm wondering if that's by design. So you almost feel sorry for the Seraphites. So when you see what they do, you're like, oh no, like everybody's kind of messed up in this world.
But it's once again, it's that thing of like retaliation, right? And it's a chicken and the egg question, like who started it, whatever, doesn't matter. Kind of like what Isaac said in the last episode, right? So the wolves are retaliating by gruesomely killing the Seraphites and piling them up in areas to show. And then equally, the Seraphites are doing the same. They're like, this is what we do to you, non-believer. And they just keep doing that ad infinitum until everyone is dead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's dumb.
Yeah.
But that's also human nature.
This has me excited about some of the things I hope they cover, just because of like what stuck with me from my playthrough. But they're not going to get to what I'm thinking of in this season. They're going to get to it next season, ideally. There's been talk about the possibility that they're going to stretch this into 3 seasons, and I don't think they should do that. I think they should wrap it up next season, and that's that.
That's 3 seasons.
No, I mean, sorry, the second game into 3 seasons.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think that they should, wrap it up after that.
Yeah, I'm happy that they're, kind of deep diving into more character stuff and emotional things, more so than the game, and just kind of fleshing out certain characters and backstories in the show. But I'm always against making something longer just because of success. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, they're doing that with Shogun. Yeah,
I know, but the only reason why is because I'm afraid that it won't be good. If you can do that and it still maintains quality, fine. But if ever the audience starts to feel that, oh, at this point you're just dragging it out for the sake of dragging it out because, HBO is seeing dollar signs and they want to make sure that they're making money, I feel like the audience can tell.
Yeah.
If it's not good, it's not good. We're not going to watch it, I mean, we'll probably watch it. We'll just complain about it and then write a petition and ask for a redo. But
I think there's some argument to be made that, in a way, it's already kind of being stretched out. The fact that they're stopping at episode 7 and picking it up. It kind of makes sense based on what I remember from the game, but it still would have been nice if they just made it like a longer season. And, it's one of those things of from a business perspective, it makes sense. Because you're basically kind of generating new subscribers or, returning subscribers in the following year.
yeah,
Because everything is like based on like annual revenue, right?
Yeah.
And so if your subscribers come for Last of Us Season 2 and then bounce at the end of, say, Season 2, Episode 14, you've lost those subscribers and they're not coming back. But if you split it up and you make it that it's, okay, now Season 3 is coming in the following year, 2026, let's just say, you have a boost again.
sure. Yeah.
And so I get it from a business perspective. From a fan perspective, it's frustrating because I'm like, you can wrap this up. Like,
Can you?
yes, you could just make this a longer season.
Okay. I thought you were going to say, like, we could wrap this up in 2 hours.
No. I don't mean it like that.
Okay.
I mean, I just don't see why it needs to be 7 episodes and then you just do it the following year. Like, let's just do this now. But that's me being impatient.
You are very impatient, Jaby.
Yeah. It's just that we're seeing an epidemic of this. It's like Stranger Things was 4 episodes? And then that was the end of the season. And then they're like, okay, we're going to pick this up later on. I'm like, well,
Didn't they do a mid-season
I
break?
don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
There's so much content that we ingest. All I'm saying is it was shorter. And then we're going to get another short season later. Right? Because each one was like a movie, though. So it's a little bit more fair there. Because they were like 2 hours long or something stupid, right?
Right.
They were each, like, it was an episode, but they were long as F. And so I'm just like, what was wrong with just like a proper season? We used to have that. It was how long? How many seasons? How many episodes is each season of one of the most praised shows of all time?
What?
Succession.
10, I think.
How many episodes is each season of Succession? Are you sure? 10. Okay, you're right. 10.
I was right.
Well, we're not getting 10 here.
No, we're not.
We're getting 7.
Yeah.
So.
Because maybe it was like either we do 10 and it feels short, or we do 14 and it feels right. But
You're right.
you know,
You're right. we don't know what informs this construction.
No, we don't.
Like, it might be that this was just the smartest way to tell the story. We won't know until the next 2 episodes are done. But I am willing to bet dollars. I'm willing to bet money that, like, you get to the end of episode 7, it's like they could have probably made this 10 episodes if you're not stretching this and giving it more fullness, or just like getting through more of the story. You could have done 10 episodes. That's my bet.
We'll see.
You know,
We'll see.
We will see.
Yeah.
Because the reason I say that is because I know that there are things being removed in an effort to tell the story this way. And maybe that's for the best because it's television and it makes more sense. But I would argue that because it's television, you should get more time to tell the story.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So that's my only thing. But
sorry.
I still appreciate the love that they show the fans, because like right down to the details that they don't have to do, of like the light, the way that light looked when she was beating Nora, the way the light was, it was very red. Like that it's a very striking image, and it also kind of highlights what's going on with Ellie. Like she sees red.
Right. Yeah.
And that's ripped straight from the game.
Okay.
You know, like I appreciate those little details that they're bringing, you know. But anyway, so you're liking the romance between Ellie and
I am.
and Dina.
I think they're so cute. I don't know. I feel like we need those moments of lightness and hope, especially when things start to get really, really dark. Otherwise, it can just feel a little bit like too much of a heavy watch. You know, and like in life, we always want to focus on like the happy moments because that's what makes life worth living.
Right.
I think it's important to have that balance in the show. And I mean, we have that sense of hope with Dina as well, since she's pregnant and she's carrying a child. Oftentimes in literature and art, whatever, like children do symbolize hope. And so like, yeah, Dina is her hope. She's a hope for like a better future, even if she has like that hint of darkness in herself. Of course you have that. You live in this world. It would be impossible to be completely naive and innocent of all of that. Yeah, she's just this light in a very, very dark time. And I love their interactions together. And Isabela Merced is doing such a fantastic job of like being that light for Ellie and for us, I feel. Yeah.
How'd you feel about that follow-up scene inside the when they were surrounded by the stalkers?
Oh, that was scary as hell. That was so scary. I was so nervous because it's like that classic horror thing where it's like it's almost scarier because you know something's happening and yet you don't see it for the longest time. And then when it does, it's like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. It kind of, oddly enough, reminds me of Penn and Teller, where they tell you, this is the magic trick we're going to do. And they do it, and you're still fooled by it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's really cool when they're able to do, and they'll even push themselves and do their tricks with clear cups, you know?
Wow.
And so they're in the show, they're actively telling you, okay, here's what we are aware of. And I liked watching Dina trying to like deduce what's about to happen. What are they likely to encounter? Because she's the intelligent between the two of them.
Yeah,
right?
I love that. That's like a key part of her character as well.
Right. And so they're like, okay, cool. We kind of have a sense as to how we should proceed. And they go in there and it's like totally worse than they anticipated.
Yeah.
Which Ellie should have known a little bit better based on her previous encounter, but maybe she forgot.
Yeah, no, that's entirely possible. I mean, that was just one. It was an isolated incident.
Right.
And so, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe she was like, oh, maybe there aren't more. Maybe they only exist in Jackson. Like, who knows? And then turns out, no, they are here too.
The only slightly disappointing thing about the way that scene played out is you've set up what kind of behavior the stalkers employ, right? What kind of behavior they have. That didn't really come into the play at all. Okay,
so here's my argument for that. When Ellie encountered a stalker, it was just one, right?
Right.
So a lone stalker probably behaves differently than a stalker that is a pack. If you think about pack animals, then they work together to like hunt their prey. And so there were like so many of them and they were all kind of working together.
That's a very
to
sound
attack.
argument. That's absolutely a sound argument. It doesn't alleviate my frustration.
Okay.
Because it speaks to what the show repeatedly does. And that is what I can only classify as an oversimplification of the action sequences. They do that a lot in the show, where it's like you have this complex stuff and it's like, all right, that works for the game, but for the show, it's just going to be right there. And it's just going to be that right there. And
I see. Where they just had them all running after Dina in the cage.
It just is. It's not as elaborate as the game will do, and it's like.
But you're playing the game. You caused the elaboration.
I understand that. I understand that argument, and I anticipated that argument.
Okay.
But that right there to me is actually cinematic within the game, and so it translates very well into cinema. And so it should have been that kind of stuff should be used because it's part of the experience of living in this world, right?
Okay, I see. So you're arguing that if it's a cutscene, then they may as well have just reenacted it.
It's not a cutscene what I'm talking about. What I'm talking well, it can be, but oftentimes it is stuff you're playing, but it still feels cinematic. It's like the creepy nature of the stalkers. It's like the whole thing is designed with cinema in mind, in like down to there is film grain in the game. Why do you need that? Because it's supposed to make it more cinematic, right?
Sure.
And so when you're moving around as Ellie or whatever, and you're like watching out for stalkers, like it feels like you're inside of a horror movie, right? And that is kind of removed entirely here sometimes, where it's like, okay, stalkers there, run. And it's like that's not really the thing, right? That's part of it at a certain point, but like that it builds up to that. Versus here it was like dialogue. Now there's stalkers everywhere. Now you run. You see what I'm saying? It takes out a lot of the foreplay before you hit that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And I do wish that it's like you already have the sets built. You got the environment. You got the costumes. Like surely there was a way to build towards that and amplify it slower. But it's fine. It works. It was effective for you, and that's why I'm asking you all these questions because it's like I want to know how it is for you as someone who's less familiar.
Yeah.
Because like for me, that's what I'm missing is that kind of stuff. It's like when I played the game, there were instances I didn't want to play because I'm a wuss, and I'm like, I'm just gonna put this down because I don't know how to deal with the anxiety I'm experiencing right now because it's just a lot of anxiety. I have to proceed forward in an area where the game won't let me go around this. Right,
yeah. There were definitely moments in the game when I was playing it in both the first part and the second part where I would get to something, like I would reach a door and I'd know because I'd been collecting a lot of stuff because the game allows you to collect things.
Right.
And then I'd be like, well, I have a lot of ammo right now and I've made some weapons and whatnot. This can only mean one thing.
Right.
And once I open this door, nothing good is happening.
Right.
And there's no choice, but I have to do it if I want to move forward in the game, and I really don't want to. So yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like it borders on suffocating.
Yeah.
It's like it's really scary.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is just not present. And it could have been present in this episode. That's all I'm driving at.
Well, I guess they were kind of doing that at right before they enter, when Dina's like, wait, hold on. Mm-hmm. We need to talk about this, about how we're going to move forward once we get in there.
I get it.
It's not the same feeling.
No.
I mean, yes, we know as an audience, we know that when they go through that door, nothing good is through that door. Nothing ever good is through a door like that in this world, especially when you're in a place like that and the wolves are not patrolling it. It's like, why? You know why.
Yeah.
There's infected.
Yeah. The only instance I saw where it was like showing you as much of this, as much scope, presumably as the game does, is in the end of season 1 when Joel was escaping with Ellie, because like that's a whole thing unto itself in the game, and they did that in the show. It's like it was a whole thing for him to get out, right? And that's the only thing I've seen like that so far where it adapts the game more truly, in terms of like giving you the same, for lack of a better word, fullness that you get in the game. So that said, they did a nice job of, just to kind of like reel it back a little bit and go more towards the positive, they did a nice job of doing that Penn and Teller thing, like I said. It's like they told you, they kind of gave you hints as to what was about to happen.
Yeah.
And then they still did that, and it was still uncomfortable. It was still like, oh my God, this is scary. Especially when you saw the stalkers like ripping the cage apart.
Yeah.
And getting towards, like, she's going to be all right, but it's still frightening in terms of the imagery and the way it's being done. And so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still worked. And speaking of what you just mentioned about the whole Joel and the hospital thing, we finally got confirmation from Ellie that she did know what Joel did. Because I feel like that was kind of a gray area where we suspected that she knew, but like Joel never actually full on like said it, but like she knew what he did for her, but he never was upfront with her about it. And so I feel like that whole lie, or, you know, lie by omission, is what kind of ruined their relationship. You're giving me a very knowing look. Like, this is
you guys,
something.
thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I can't talk. I can't respond.
Okay.
Like, I'm not allowed to respond. I just have to be quiet. So you guys,
Okay.
thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I am Jaby Koay. This is
Achara Kirk.
Peace out.